What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Force Strategy Gaming. I have got an exciting series for you today. This is going to be a best of 7 here between Grubby and the little one. And yes, this is going to be exciting indeed. Best of 7. We're starting things off here on Zelnaga Caverns. We can see here the little one spawning in the bottom left position as our red Terran player. And up here in the upper right, we do have Grubby as the green Protoss player. So yes, Terran versus Protoss, best of 7, starting things off on Zelnaga. The little one of my favorite players from the beta. I would have to say that, let me try to think here. Besides the little one, I liked White Raw a lot as well. Obviously, Idro is a favorite of many. I haven't cast a game from Idro in quite a while, actually. He doesn't even release his replays. That's probably part of the reason why. And oddly enough, people sometimes wonder, a lot of the replays that do get released with Idro in them, it's him losing, and people are like, oh, what's the deal with this? Well, since Idro himself doesn't release his replays, if any replays with Idro in it, aside from ones that are from tournaments that get released, if they're just from regular, BattleNet play, a lot of times it's the person who beat Idro will post them. That's basically what happens. So if Idro loses, the person who played him will be like, oh, let me upload this, because Idro himself never uploads, at least as far as I'm concerned, as far as I knew last. So anyways, yeah, that's enough about that. We can see the little one looks to be starting off fairly standard as of now. But anyways, my whole point was the little one, someone from the beta that I certainly followed very closely. Grubby, I'm a big fan of his as well. I did watch him play in the Warcraft 3 days, and certainly a very solid player at that. And he's been proving himself, more and more, I'd have to say. The more often I watch him play, it seems like he is certainly improving at the game. And he's obviously, either way, a pro caliber level. So there you go. We can see now Grubby is moving right up in the main for the little one. And he will be doing a little bit of a harass right now. Just doing a little damage to these SCVs and probably pulling back right as that shield gets worn down. And there we go. Before he took any actual damage, just losing a bit of his shields, pulling back to let those recharge. And again, there's some more SCV harass. But again, so far, the little one appears to be doing pretty standard stuff over here. Nothing too fancy going on. First Marine is out, and here comes that second Marine as well. Back over here for the little one, scouting out the main here of Grubby. He's seeing pretty standard stuff over here for Grubby as well. A very notable thing to pay attention to here is the fact that that second assimilator is out before that Cybernetics core does finish there. So certainly something to keep in mind. Obviously, Grubby here going gas heavy and getting that a second assimilator so early. So lots of things he could be doing. He could be going for a quick Robo or Stargate, possible things. Also, a 3-gate expand Sentry Heavy is another option. So these are all things to certainly keep in mind. It seems like starting things off here, though, we do have a Zealot for Grubby, and then immediately after we'll be seeing that Stalker move out, and there we go, that probe grabbing the tower as well. Looks like the little one is actually scouting out, worried possibly about Grubby dropping a proxy somewhere or anything like that. He's going to be scouting, and actually look at that, wow, rallied right on over to this position, so he will be checking for any possible proxies that Grubby may have laid down. Zealot making its way across the map. Here comes that Stalker as well. Immediately after, there goes that Sentry. We have got 4 Marines protecting that front ramp from stopping any probe scouts or anything like that from getting on in. We have got a 1 Rax factory and a starport, so 1-1-1 here for the little one. It appears to possibly be going for a Marine Hellion medevac push, and that can certainly be very effective, and being able to drop into the main, obviously a big advantage to getting that quick medevac as well. So let's see right now, we got a Hellion moving across the map. We're going to be scouting out the fact Grubby's getting ready to push right now. There goes the Zealot and the Stalker. Stalker's going to be doing a little bit of damage. Is he going to kill off? Yes, he does. Killing off that 1 Marine, and no, Stalker needs to pull back right now, but wasn't paying quite enough attention. I believe he was microing that Zealot momentarily. Managed to get that Stalker, though, just in time. We do have that Hellion. It looks like he tried to sneak up there, but must have taken a shot or two from that Sentry. He'll be moving right across that Stalker, though, and I think that Hellion should have no problem taking him out. Stalker does manage to get 2 shots off, but yes, the little one's Hellion killing off that Stalker. So far, the little one had a little bit of an advantage here right now early on in the game, and we'd also have a little one moving across with a second Hellion also coming across the map with a few of those Marines as well. Let's see if he decides to push on in. First, checking that expansion, wanted to see if Grubby had laid down an Expo, but no, that did not happen, so pulling on back right now, and I believe that medevac is finished. There we go, so swooping up 1 Hellion, and I think he should be grabbing the other 2 Hellions there as well, so there we go, the little one grabbing all 3 Hellions, and believe he's going to be doing a drop at the same time. We've got a tech lab coming down here on the starport, so we should be seeing this Hellion drop, and we'll be interested to see if we're going to be seeing a Raven or a Banshee. Either way, a pretty unorthodox opening here from the little one. You just typically see, you know, Marine Marauder heavy, then transition into Medivacs and work your way into Ghosts and Vikings. But the little one switching things up here a little bit. We'll be doing a drop, and oh no, this is going to get spotted here. The pylon by Grubby spotting the little one's Medivac moving across the map, and look at this, Grubby's fully prepared now. He's going to be able to deal with any possible Hellion harass, no problem. Looks like realizing though that Grubby was aware that this drop was coming. The little one's just dropping off those Hellions, then heading back home with the Medivac. We have an observer scout over here for Grubby, scouting out the main for the little one. Looks like we got a second Rax coming out. There's a third Rax as well, and the transition is into Banshees, interestingly enough. So yes, as mentioned earlier, a very unorthodox opening here by the little one. Little one has scouted out that this expansion is coming out right now, though, so he's aware of the fact that Grubby will be dropping that Expo. There's that Medivac back home right now. We've got that observer scouting things out. He is aware of the fact that the little one will be expanding, so that's probably a big part of the reason why he dropped the expansion when he did, because that observer had scouted the fact that that command center was building right inside of the main. So very interesting there. We saw the little one again prepared for a drop, but Grubby's pylon positioning over here did manage to spot that. Very wise decision here by Grubby. Obviously, if he's on the opposing side, placing that pylon right over here is a good idea. But that's exactly what it does. This pylon placement allows you to see any drops, because typically, and I say this for this reason, typically a drop is going to come from this direction. Very rarely do drops come through the middle, especially if you have control of the towers. And that's the major reason that drops typically don't come through the middle, because of the fact that if you do have the tower, then it'll be spotted, and that's, you know, when your opponent's dropping on you, they typically want it to be a surprise. So we've got that expansion for the little one getting transferred right on over here to that natural. There are those three Hellions still sitting idly over here. I expect him to attempt to move in. Once Grubby does finish this Expo, he's going to try to move on in and do a little bit of damage. But oh, we got sentries and stalkers moving across right now. Is he going to get a kill? Oh, does get that one Hellion. The other two managed to sneak on through though, but still losing that one again. Just a very unfortunate situation there for the little one. He didn't really end up doing any damage with that, and losing it certainly doesn't help him whatsoever. All right, so what do we got going on over here? We still do have those two Banshees. The little one hasn't made use of those as of yet. Sitting on the three Racks, all with Tech Lab, so he will be churning out Marauder Heavy. We do have that Stim Pack coming on through. No Concussive Shell yet. Hopefully he gets that sometime in the near future. And we've got those double Medivacs coming out over here. Nice observer placement by Grubby. This will allow him to see when the little one pushes out. And look at that. He's now spotting the fact that the Hellions and these Banshees are moving right across the map, so he should be prepared to deal with those. Back inside the main, we can see, look at this, Robotics Bay is up, and here comes that first Colossus. Thermal Lance is researching over here, so yes, we will be seeing some what am I talking about? Some Colossus come into play, and yeah, that's very, very, a little bit troublesome here for the little one. The little one actually hasn't scouted that out yet. He doesn't know the fact that Colossus are coming out. Now, these Banshees do actually do very well against the Colossus, but he will also want to transition into some Vikings. Hopefully we see him come out with that. We do have that Marauder. Looks like he will be taking out that Proxy Pylon. Back over here, Observer, fearful of the possibility of Cloak Banshees, does want to be near those at all times. And spotting him out, the Banshee's taking a little bit of extra damage. He was paying attention to this push coming from this direction and trying to move right up onto Grubby's expansion, by the Colossus in play, and this is actually a big problem for the little one. He can't really deal with those Colossus at the moment, and he lost both those Banshees as well because he was paying attention to that bio push. So the little one forced to push back right now. Grubby with that quick Colossus fully prepared for this push from the little one. The little one's ground force is very, very slim, given that Hellion drop opening, plus that transition into those Banshees. He just does not have a lot of bio forces, certainly not enough to deal with what Grubby has right now. Trying to rally up a little bit of his forces. We got a few Mirage walking by. One Colossus over there. A second Colossus moving on up with the bulk of the forces. This Colossus looks to be in trouble, though. Gonna get sniped down. Oh, he makes it away. Unbelievable. The little one didn't manage to snipe that down, unfortunately, pulling back. And wow, very, very nice. Grubby pulling that back just in time. Pretty unreal, in all honesty. The little one does have some Vikings in play right now. Looks like he's going to keep up this pressure. He is sitting so very Marauder heavy. Again, churning out those three Marauders. We got a fourth barracks here as well. Going to be seeing some more Marauders out of that. So here comes a super Marauder heavy push. Those Vikings moving forward. They do want to try to focus down the low health of Colossus, but no. And oh my gosh, walking right into the fire. They will be forced to stim up and pull back right now. doesn't want to engage those Colossus. Again, the little one just did not have the forces to deal with this right now, so needs to stay back just a bit. There we go. Grubby's also pulling back right now. He could have really overwhelmed the small Marauder force, but he doesn't want to risk it, basically. He does have 2 Colossus, basically with only about half their total HP available, so probably didn't want to risk getting one or both of those sniped, and decided to pull back as a result. Little one is moving right now into his 3rd expansion. Got that orbital command coming on through. Back over here, yes, we are seeing an Expo, and look at that impeccably timed scan there for the little one. So the little one does know that Grubby is dropping this expansion. Now, if Grubby can get this up and running, he'll certainly be in a solid position, given the fact that that is a high-yield expansion. One Marauder taking out the probe. That will get taken care of very quickly, though, by those Colossus. And again, here's that transfer for that expansion here for the little one. So the little one sitting very Marauder heavy. Also, again, coming out with these Vikings right now. Does have a 2nd Starport coming out, as well as getting a reactor here on this factory. So we're going to be seeing some Hellions out of that. That's very, very cool indeed. Hopefully he does think about getting the blue flames, maybe dropping a tech lab on the factory just momentarily. Here comes an attempted push. Grubby just trying to test the waters here. Not sure if he's ready to actually full-on engage. He does probably want to try to force the little one to engage at these choke points so that he may drop some force fields and just go to town with those Colossus. Looks like, though, the little one is not being tempted into that situation. He will hold back and wait until Grubby tries to engage him. So back over here, I'm surprised that Grubby doesn't know about this expansion. He's got no idea. He should be sending, yes, he is sending one scouting zealot down here. So now he is aware of the fact that this Expo is up. Going to be doing a little bit of damage. Hopefully he pays attention to those SCVs and tries to engage those instead. Might as well try to get a couple of kills instead of just doing a little bit of damage to that orbital. So there we go, paying attention now. We'll be trying to engage those SCVs, so getting us around, and the SCVs take out the zealots. Unbelievably, that Marauder did absolutely nothing there to help his SCVs buddies. All right, so Grubby moving across the map right now. Got just those 3 Colossus still. Is that really all he has? Yes, he just has these 3 Colossus. Is making the transition there into the High Templar with that Templar Archives coming out. We've got 4 Vikings in play, and that's going to be a problem here for Grubby's Colossus. Needs to be careful. Stalkers providing that buffer, though, giving those Colossus a bit of room. And oh no, the SCV is getting shredded there by those Colossus. Some nice force fields there as well, and Grubby going to be taking out this expansion. Unfortunately for the little one, losing this orbital command. That's a big, big problem. Although right now a little bit concerned for Grubby. He is kind of backed into a corner. We got Colossus on one side, Marauders on the other. So here we go. There is no blink for those Stalkers. The charged zealots moving forward, but pulling back there with those force fields. Those Vikings trying to snipe down this Colossus right here. Is he going to get him? Yes, he does. Down to just the 1 Colossus, charged zealots and blink Stalkers. Getting sandwiched right there. The Colossus gets taken out again as well. So Grubby probably going to be forced to pull back right now. He does have enough energy for a couple more force fields if he does get chased, but no, the little one still back at home. This is a problem, in all honesty, for the little one. The little one's quite a bit behind right now. Losing that expansion was huge. He's going to have to rebuild that. And look at this. Grubby has this high yield up. He's starting to get that saturated. Might want to transfer over a few more of these workers. We do have those Templar Archives up here as well. It looks like Archons will be the unit of choice here for Grubby. Grubby choosing not to get that High Templar. The Psionic Storm research quite as of yet. Just will be sticking with those Archons. Archons are certainly pretty effective with their splash damage, plus the fact that they're a massive unit. Certainly a little bit of an issue to contend with, especially given the fact the little one is Marauder heavy. One of the biggest things here is obviously being able to kite those ground forces, but you can't kite those Archons because they are not affected by those concussive shells. Viking moving across the map, probably trying to catch any stray Colossus, get a few shots off on it. We got a Zealot spotted here at the Xel'Naga Tower, and here comes a second push from Grubby. Grubby just dancing across the map, actually, not really looking to engage quite yet. So yes, the little one is quite a bit behind right now. He's really going to have to do some damage to get himself back in this game. Again, we will take a look there at the unit loss tab, and look at that. He's almost a full 2,000 resources behind. Actually, a little less because he's close to 5, but still, the little one is behind Grubby right now, and even more so given the fact that he lost that Expo. If we take a look at that income there, yeah, that's a big discrepancy. Here comes an engagement. Charged Zealots moving forward. Marauders stimming up and pulling back right now, doing what they can to kite. Again, we do have those Immortals, and still no Colossus. He's making the transition into High Templar, though, with those Psi Storms, and we do really need those Archons to help against those Marauders. They need to really try to sit up front. The Sonic Storm isn't finished researching quite as of yet. Grubby sitting back with these High Templar, letting them accumulate some energy so he can drop some Storms once the time does come. We're seeing a little bit of spread there of units. I don't believe we got any Ghost in play. No, we do not. In fact, we've got some Vikings, but again, still no Colossus Colossus in play. So here come those Vikings right now. Not going to help much at all. There we go, landing on the ground, and that Storm is just about to finish right now. He may be engaging a little bit too early. Those Marauders do a lot of damage to those Stalkers, stimming up and pushing forward right now. There we go, Archon turning around, and there finally is the Storm, but the little one able to just pull back, no problem. Pretty much took no damage from that, and actually, given the direction that the little one is pulling back, we're going to see Grubby capitalize on this and push up into his expansion. Let's see if he can manage to take this out right now. Forced to pull back with those SCVs. Here come all those Mirage walking right into Storms, though. Need to be careful. There's the blanket Storms, and the little one loses his expansion again. That is 2 times now. Count it twice. That's a problem. That is a big problem for the little one. Now, with some micro, he should be able to do quite a bit of damage. He needs to be careful, though, of any additional Storms. Not enough energy for any more Storms, but still getting mopped up. And there is the GG. And there you have it, guys. Game number 1 here between Grubby and the little one. And we will be moving on to game number 2 in just 1 moment. So hold on to your butts. And I don't know. All right, guys. Game number 2 coming right up. Thank you for watching. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Keep watching and keep owning.